Good evening. Tonight we're going to be talking about division with zeros in the quotient. Let's review our steps to division. First step is to divide, then multiply, then subtract, then bring down. Then you're either going to repeat the process or you have a remainder. And then finally, you need to check your answer. So let's look at what they would like us to do today. Here's our first problem. 365 divided by 6. Well, I know that I cannot divide 3 by 6. So I have to look at both the 3 and the 6, the 36. Well, let me think. I know that 6 times 6 is 36. So now I need to multiply 6 times 6 and get 36, subtract 36 minus 36, and I get 0. Well, I need to go ahead and repeat because I still have a number left. So I'm going to bring down the 5, and 5 divided by 6, I can't do that. So I need to make sure I put a 0 up there above the 5. Now it's really important that you make sure your numbers are in the correct place values. Because if they're not, you may forget to put that 0 on and get the wrong answer. So 6 times 0 is 0. 5 minus 0 is going to get me 5. And I need to write that up as the remainder. So my answer is 60 with the remainder of 5. Now, as you remember, when we check, we use the operation of multiplication. So we're going to take 60 times 6, and that gives us 360. Then we need to add the remainder to it. So 360 plus 5 gives us 365. Okay, so let's look at another problem. We have $5.25 divided by 5. Well, I know that 5 goes into 5 one time. And when I begin my problem, I always make sure that I put my dollar sign and my decimal point where they belong so I don't forget to put them in. So 1 times 5 is going to give us 5. We need to subtract that from 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. Well, now we need to bring down the 2. And that's going to, we can't make any groups of 5 out of the 2. So we need to bring down the other 5. And now we have 25. Notice that we put a 0 above the 2 as a placeholder. So how many groups of 5 can I make out of 25? Well, I know that 5 times 5 is 25. So 5 times 5 is 25. 25 minus 25 is 0. And as I've always said, money always comes out even. So if you've got a money problem and you end up with a remainder, start over again. So let's check our problem. $1.05 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. We carry our 2 above the 0. Now this is a spot where sometimes in multiplication, some of us are having some errors here. 5 times 0 is going to give us 0, and then we need to add the 2. What the error that we're doing is some people are going 5 plus 0 is 5, and then adding the 2 and coming up with 7. So make sure when you're doing this multiplication and you're multiplying by 0, you remember that it's 0. So that's going to give us a 2. And then 5 times 1 will give us 5. Now we need to put in our dollar sign And our decimal point. Money always has 2 decimal points. Here's one for you to try. 4,818 divided by 8. Pause the video and work this problem. You should have gotten 602 with a remainder of 2. Now, check your problem, pause the video. Check your answer against mine. Okay, here is our review for today. This comes off of our recent investigation. What is 1/2 of 1/2? Pause the video. You should have gotten 1/4. The next one, 1/2 of 1/4. Pause the video. You should have gotten 1/8. Now I want you to notice, if you look at the denominators, we have 2 times 2, and we got a 4 over here. We have a 2 and a 4, and we got 8 here. So let's look at this next problem. 1/2 of 1/5. Pause the video and show me the new fraction. You should have gotten 1/10, and our pattern still continues. 2 times 5 gives us 10. Let's look at one more. 1/2 of 1/6. Pause the video. You should have gotten 1/12. Okay, our next review is how many seconds are in an hour. Pause the video. You should have gotten 3,600 seconds. Your next answer is, or question is, how many decades are in a millennium? Pause the video. And our final is, which of the following is an example of the associative property of multiplication? Pause the video. You should have circled. If you have any questions about any of the review problems or the assignment, write them in your notebook, and we'll see you on Monday.